I'm so glad.
And hello, whatever. Welcome back to Call It Crits. I'm really sorry. I do not know what happened there at all. But we're back. I don't know where it is now. OBS is still not there. Hang on. My camera's not on. And people want to see my beautiful face. They do. They probably do. But
Sorry, I did not mean it to laugh at that.
so I would have laughed. So it's fine. Oh well, my camera's not working either. We've had a little bit of a technical issue, but it's fine as long as people can hear me.
Feywild.
Yeah, must be Feywild magic. Feywild magic. So yeah. Oh, we have 15 followers now. I did not realise that. Anyway, I digress. I digress.
Up since before you crashed. Maybe we should do it more often.
Hey, I like these guys. They play risky moves. They crash during their sessions. I'm gonna follow that shit.
Whoa! You rolled a natural one in real life.
Okay. So we'll jump back in. So you guys are wandering through the making your way northwards through the summer groves, and yeah, Grinks, you were about to strike up a conversation with Mulrin.
Mulrin, who's the female?
That was Rolan, Raljin's twin sister.
I'm gonna miss a step and then catch her. He has a sister?
Yes. The complications of why his sister looks much older than him, I will explain to you another time. When we have a lot of time, I'll explain it to you.
Okay, just how big is his family?
As far as I know, from what Raljin has told me, there is his mother, his father, himself, and his twin sister. I do not believe him to have any other siblings. I believe his mom has a brother that he's mentioned, but I'm not sure.
So we're just following this sister through the forest.
I too am slightly perturbed, Grinks. I'm a bit concerned about her wound. I'm also concerned about the ethics of time travel, or not ethics, more so the dilation experience and how she has rejoined our timeline from a possible future version of our own in the material plane. However, I need to be concentrating my mind on the potential of there being utter devastation and nonsense when we go through this portal. I would, however, suggest that you keep your unique skill set and wits about you so that you're able to disappear should we need to get the up on someone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ponder that and just kind of walk in silence next morning.
Okay. So, with you being teleported to the Summer Groves, it cuts a significant amount of the travel time off what you needed to do, which would have been a day's travel. Now it's a few hours. As the end of this hour comes, sort of like approaches, you find yourself in an area where the trees, so the blossom trees, are sort of left behind, and you're now in what would be sort of like almost like a pine cone, a pine forest type area, and there's interesting purple pines, pine cones that hang off all these different trees. It's another wash of colour. It's very nice in this area. It's very nice. And very nice colour thing. Yeah, you sort of like it kind of opens up a little bit more, and you can hear what appears to be the sound of a stream in the distance, possibly a waterfall, and the animals that have been following that you've probably had a beady on, these little squirrels, they kind of stop and climb up to the top of these pine trees, and they kind of disappear out of sight. But you can still sort of see and hear the rustle of wildlife in the area. Relan stops and just says, "This is where Imorn said that we needed to go. It correlates with what Nimtaline said as well. So I don't know where the spirit would be, or how we would even call them."
Okay. Time to use some rangery abilities, I think, to see if I can figure out where the spiritual center of this land is.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
My cocked. Not cocked, but terrible. Check. Back. That's a 10.
10. Oof. You spend quite a bit of time sort of scouring the area, trying to find, and you notice that you kind of go in one direction and Relan kind of goes in another direction, just to explore the area to try and find a spiritual center. And you come back after about 10 minutes or so with not really much more of a clue than you had before. Relan does the same with a 4. And she sort of comes back and says, she looks really frustrated. "I'm sorry, I brought you all the way here, and it was probably just another one of those automeligen tricks."
Lauren, you guys are good at the magic stuff, and knowledgeable. Could you maybe see if there's any sort of ethereal center to this place?
Ayla, can I just grab you a second?
Yep.
Your attention is grabbed as the rest of them are they're trying to find the spiritual center, and Raujin kind of looks to Morin and the others to try and get some help, and you guys are free to make nature checks as well if you like, and I will take your rolls into account. Ayla, I would like you to give me a perception check with advantage, please.
Okay. Oh yes. First roll 11, second roll natural 20.
Ooh, very good, very good. All right, Morven, did you roll for your nature?
I did. You know me that well. I got a 15.
You got a 15.
Can
You
I
sort of
roll investigation instead of nature?
You absolutely can, because that would be what your character would be more inclined towards, I think.
Well, I don't see.
Can I roll Arcana? Because if I'm looking for a magical center.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Just coming back to Ayla. Well, what's your number first, Grinks?
24.
24, nice. I'll come back to you in a moment as well then. So, coming back to Ayla, as you walk into this area, you feel or you smell a scent that takes you back to your childhood. Instantly, this strong but mild perfume that kind of washes around you.
Is it my mother's perfume?
It is your mother's perfume. It smells like home. It smells. It smells. The smell reminds you of the last time you were truly loved.
Mm.
And you. It almost like it's to try and put it in a more to try and sound less corny, but you know, in a way. Do you know like in cartoons where the smell kind of goes around and then almost like drags the character by their nose towards, like beckoning them in a direction? That's what you get. You can smell it, and it begins to become weaker until you follow it. And as you kind of walk in the direction following the smell of this scented perfume, you find yourself walking in the same direction that Grinks and Morin are walking, except you overtake them. Your steps get faster and faster because you know what this means. You know that you know what this smell is. No one else smells like this. No one else has this aroma, this perfume, this scent. No one. And you go into a sprint. You go into you like full on pelt running towards the same area that Morin and Grinks, and I don't know, do you guys see Ayla running in the direction that to you is the logical point of origin of the spiritual center? What do you two like? What do you two do?
I'm going to let the tree hugger go. Never come between an elf and his tree.
Grinks, I'm not 100% sure that this is natural.
You guys do not smell this, by the way.
Okay. Ayla, what are you running for? I'll shout out.
I smell a smell of home from my childhood. A smell of my mother.
How far ahead is he?
He's about 20 foot in front of you now, so he has to shout this back to you.
Okay. What's the politest way of saying Ayla, giddy up? And what I intend to do is cast Misty Step and land on his back so that he can carry me, or just in case this is Feywild nonsense.
Okay.
I think it's Feywild nonsense.
You always seem to think it's Feywild nonsense. So, yeah, he's running. You Misty Step. Ayla, you feel the weight of Morin land on your back, and sort of holding onto your shoulders. Are you continuing to run?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of hold on to him slightly, and you continue to run. You run as and everyone else, if you want to follow. You continue to run until you eventually get to a central tree. It's the largest tree. It usually is the largest tree in the whole forest. But there's something else different about this, and it only really stands out to you, Ayla. Morin and Grinks, you two would definitely see this as there's something more magical about this. Grinks, specifically, you look up towards the tree, and the pine cones on the tree have a glittery, shiny aura around them, and the tree itself you almost feel a personality. You almost feel as if, when you're stood in front of a person and you know you're stood in front of a person because, it's just a feeling that you have. It's almost like a sense that you're being looked at. Not watched, looked at. And a very similar thing from Morin as well, except yours is a nature check, so you get the idea that this is probably the largest tree, the one that feeds this whole pinecone grove. And Ayla, it's very different for you. You stand there in front of the tree, and it feels... You put out your hand and place it on the bark, and as you do so, another hand comes out of the bark and meets yours between your fingers and grips. You pull backwards, and you're kind of taken aback by it, but you don't want to let go, because you recognise this hand.
Yeah?
You pull backwards, and from the tree, just fading through and floating in front of the tree, is what looks to be the spirit of your mother.
Mother?
She holds onto your hand, and there's something different about her. She's not corporeal. She's she's floating, so there's a giveaway. She's got a green glow to her. We just lost Morin. She's got a green glow to her, and her eyes are quite sort of like white and glowy. But although you can still see the green in her eyes, are washed in the light that kind of flows off her. She's wearing a very familiar dress to you, that she's worn before, but it's kind of flows out and waves, and the leaves around on the ground kind of float up towards her. And actually, as they float up towards her, these dead leaves on the ground and the dead pines, they float up and they emanate green and almost come to life in her presence. She holds your hand and she just says, "You've come to visit me, my son."
Yes, Mother. Can you embrace a spirit? I don't know if it's possible.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'll try and embrace my mother's spirit.
You do, and you do. She does the same. She wraps herself around you, and you feel that motherly warmth that you remember in life, or in her life. She kind of lets go and says, "How did you find me? What brings you to the Elladell Grove?" She looks around all of you.
Eli's just absolutely speechless. He's just seeing his mother, who he never got to say goodbye to, who was murdered whilst he was busy trying to solve other adventures. He's just in awe. He can't believe it.
She places her hand underneath your chin as your head goes down and lifts you up and says, "Don't be sad at my death. I lived to protect the people of Elladell. I lived to protect the people within the Amora Bastor. And I continue to protect wayward followers who find themselves here in the Elladell Grove. I live on. My life continues."
Eli's got tears coming out of his eyes. He's got them rolling down his cheek. He can't believe what's happening. You know, he never had a chance to mourn the passing of his mother. He was so busy with his adventures. He had it on his list of pressing things to do, but we've never stopped a moment. So who vanquished you, Mother? Who was it?
I simply succumbed to illness, which it takes many, and it took me, but I have a greater purpose now. I am the protector of this wood and the spiritual defender of our home on the material plane.
Can you aid us in our mission and give us protection whilst we seek to complete the next stage in our journey?
There is more to you being here, isn't there?
Yes, Mother. There is.
You didn't expect to see me, did you?
No, I didn't. I'd never thought I'd see you again. With that, more tears are coming down, he's streaming out of his eyes. He thought he'd never have a chance to see his mother again.
And this is definitely fortuitous for the both of us.
Yes.
I wish that we had time to catch up. I wish that we had time to reminisce about things and to tell me the stories. But my incorporeal form can only hold for so long. If you have questions, if you have requests, I will happily grant them. But
Please, can you explain how you will return us to our time?
I can take you, or give you passage to the Pond of the Two Trees. It is a portal in and out of the Feywild that very few have access to. I can give you passage through the two trees and give you anywhere within the material plane that you wish to go. my magic is somewhat limited, I can send you back to anywhere within weeks, rarely months of when you last left. It's
And
better than some cases when some people lose years of their lives in the Feywild.
Can you send us to Ashenoak?
If you wish to go to Ashenoak, I can send you to Ashenoak.
Thank you.
Tell us what you know, Mother, about Lord of Saren.
I know he's been here. He was never allowed within the summer groves. I would never allow it. I sense darkness in people. She glances around the whole of your group.
Who do you sense darkness in, Mother?
She looks back towards you and doesn't stare at anyone else in particular. She just says, I sensed darkness in him, but he has more influence. He's in more places than you expect.
Is he influencing someone here right now?
No one here, no.
Mm.
But I do sense his presence or his influence in the Feywild somewhere. He has managed to block my sight. I can stop him from coming here, but I cannot stop him from entering the Feywild completely, and he seems to walk it quite proficiently. Just
I want to.
do you
Sorry.
Ella.
I just want to say, I want to explain that we've met, our party has met her other partner, not my father, the other partner, and what do you know of him? We've had the pleasure of his company.
You speak about Vyloth.
Yes, Vyloth. We have been involved with Vyloth, and we have certain obligations to fulfill with Vyloth.
If you have encountered Vyloth and lived, then he must want something from you.
He does.
He has a gentle side, and which is why I agreed to marry him. It was never my true choice. She places her hand on your cheek again and says, your father was always the one that I truly loved.
I've reconciled with Father, Mother. I have reached out, and he has eventually taken acknowledgement of my existence, and we are now on a good footing for a future relation.
That's good. I am pleased. You can tell that she says that she's pleased, but she doesn't seem to give away much emotion. Almost like she's quite far removed from her mortal being, if you know what I mean. But you can sense it's her saying it means she means it, but she doesn't show it. I have mere minutes with you now. If there is anything else you wish, any more requests, please ask them now before I go.
So we would obviously like protection to move through to our destination.
Your access will be granted.
Can anyone else think of anything?
Sorry, hang on. I got a lot of people then. So Sal, what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard Sal say something. No. Okay. No one. Okay.
No, someone said something.
I did, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Maureen, go.
Do you have insight into the material plane also?
Less insight into the material plane. I sense it. I can't see it. If I try to explain it to you, you probably wouldn't truly understand it.
Mother,
Fair
all
enough.
paths all paths are leading to Lord of Sion right now. I believe it is our destiny to vanquish him. There are party members here who also have deep history with this individual. Is there anything you can tell us on how we are best, how we would be best positioned to take him on?
Unfortunately, I don't have any more insight except I know that he travels between the Feywild and the material plane with ease.
Ayla,
Is there
I
anything
think
we can do to stop that?
Find his gateway.
Right. Do you know where it is?
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
I'm sorry. Ayla,
Ayla, I think maybe you should use these brief minutes. Say what you need to your mother.
Yeah. So, Eli wants to say his goodbyes to his mother because this could be the last time. He basically says, "Goodbye, mother. I love you. You have been the one person that's shown me love in this place, and for that I'm truly grateful."
she also acknowledges your goodbyes and then responds with, "You can come and see me. Anywhere within the Elladale Woods, I'm there. Every
When this
route."
mission is over, I will return to the Elladale Woods, and I will come see you and truly catch up on all those years that we've lost out on.
I will be looking forward to feeling you there. And with that, she kind of slips backwards into the tree, and her hand kind of goes out towards you again. She
Oh,
wraps your, she gestures for your hand.
yeah, I reach out.
She holds it, and she kind of goes back into the tree. A smile and a tear fall down her face, and then it sort of fades back into the tree. Her hand comes backwards, and then your hand is just left pressed against the bark as she disappears into the tree.
Ayla is obviously a truly brave and noble warrior, but right now he's not ashamed. It's his mother. He's got tears streaming down his eyes, and he's really loved his mother, and his mother meant everything to him. So that it's been a really sort of emotionally grueling sort of but rewarding experience.
While that's all going on, I'm going to just lean over to Sal and just whisper to Sal, and that's why we don't hug trees.
As you say that, Crinks, you notice that the tree that Ayla's got his hand against begins to the bark begins to kind of shift and warp slightly, and it forms a crack down the middle, and it kind of opens up, and you see the bark and everything kind of pulling to one side, making a portal of a doorway down the middle. You get a sense of urgency blow through you.
Let's enter this, guys and girls and everybody and whoever. Let's just enter this tree and go.
Rel, are you coming?
Sorry? Rel looks and says she's already walking towards the portal.
Okay, alright.
And she kind of walks through, and I'm assuming you have seconds, so anyone that's going to go needs to go.
Yes.
I'm going.
So,
Going,
Yep, I'm in.
casting invisibility off the back of Molwyn, and I'm going to go through. Invisible.
okay.
Gonna walk through Ayla's mother.
Oh god, we enter Ayla's mum.
Yeah. We're the chief in the moment, guys. We're the chief in the
Sorry.
moment.
I doff my cap to thee.
Mummy!
Oh man. Right. Okay. So as you walk through, you find your.
A lovely meeting as well.
I know. You walk
made me
through
laugh.
and you find yourself in sort of like an open area. There's small bushes that kind of litter this area, rocks, and right down the middle, just across a small pond, there is 2 trees. There are 2 trees in the middle. This will be the Grove of the 2 Trees, aptly named. There's a small bridge. I haven't got it on my map, but I might try and put one on. A small bridge that kind of leads across one of the little streams towards the 2 trees. But as you enter, there are 2 people stood there on the other side of the pond. You do recognize them, but most of you might not recognize them as well as Alar.
Yep.
Alar, the 2 people that are stood there, I don't know if you can cast your mind back to pre-streaming days, but this is, I think it's Taya and San Roma, who are your two of the people who you used to work with when you were in your life of crime, and the 2 people that were also on the job with you.
Wooden Tooth.
To get the you know what I mean, the book from
Ledger, yeah.
yeah, the ledger. So there's
Remember,
Taya.
guys, we punched his teeth out and then replaced him with matchsticks.
Oh, actually, he's not there. That was Gilmer, and he's not there. Just
Is that the
Sandra.
guy that Morin made wooden teeth for?
Yes.
Yes, but that was Gilmer, and he's not there.
Yeah, I remember now.
But yeah, you do notice there's San Roma Foxtail, who's the mute, and there's Taya Trusthand, the
Right.
and they're both stood sort of just to either side of the trees.
Have they seen us?
They have. They've clocked you coming through. In fact, it looks like they were waiting for you.
Right, I'm just going to brief the party.
As soon as
I
you
just wanna
walk through,
brief the party.
they start walking towards you. As soon as,
Right,
just to
so-
let you know.
So before they're here, I want to turn to the 2 new members and inform the 2 new members these people once worked with myself, working for Lord Osiren.
So bad.
Well,
I'm invisible.
we have to be careful what we say and do. Okay?
They walk forward and they go to the water's edge, which is on the opposite side of this lake to you guys.
Expect trickery.
They stand there, and San Roma, the mute with their sort of like long red hair that comes into a ponytail, kind of just just kind of stares at you with an what's the word? Kind of like just has a very stern look on their face. And Taya kind of stands and calls across to you. First of all, she says, "Well, you took your time. We've been
How do you
waiting
know
here."
we're here?
Sorry?
How do you know we're here?
How do you think? You should
what?
have just given us the ledger when you had the chance. Now it's all blown up into this, Alar.
Blown up into what?
He's mad. You know what he gets
know.
like when he's mad.
Where's the other one?
Gilmer's dead.
What happened to Wooden Tooth?
What do you think?
Lord Osiren killed him for failing?
Lord Osiren, yes. Learned of our failure, tracked us down, and killed him.
And let me guess,
I
we warned
want
you
this
two that
one
if
like
you
that.
fail again, the same happens to you.
Oh, this time we don't want the ledger. Osiren's
You want us?
already put plans in place to make sure that he can have what he wants without that. But he's not happy about it, Alar.
He's never been happy.
What
He
put,
wants to take over everything.
what put you
What
down
part
this
of you
path?
can't see that he is evil?
I know he's evil. I know.
Do you think he's going to stop? Do you think, and I'm persuading now, do you think that once you've done his bidding, he's going to stop and keep you two pets on his leash? Or do you think the same fate will await you two as well?
All I know
Wake up!
all I know is that I'm alive because I do as I'm told. Sanroma
Yeah?
kind of looks and folds their arms.
Yeah, and when
Hey!
he's finished with you, what will happen to you? Who else has worked for him and retired? gracefully in the sunshine.
They continue to work for him because they know what's good for them, Ayla.
Can I just try something
Yeah,
real
of
quick?
course you can.
So what's the mute one's name?
San Roma.
Okay. I sign to Sam Roma. I say in sign language. I say, "Do you understand this?"
San Roma looks curiously towards you and nods.
Okay. And
Right,
then I say,
Phil.
Hang on 1 second, Ayla.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
and then I say, "This is wrong. You know it. Please help us."
San Roma kind of looks and just stealth check. Tries to sign really stealthily towards you. Just the signing says,
Whilst I'm watching him.
pardon? No, whilst
What?
Raljin's, he's done it stealthily and he rolled a 19 on stealth, so it's
But I'm conversing with him.
no, you're conversing with Taya.
Okay.
So San Roma is on the other side, and you know he's trying to do this real stealthily, just towards Raljin, but mainly really so Taya doesn't see. Signs back to you. I have to do this. It's what I have to do.
Okay. While Ayla is having his conversation, just one last thing. I want to say, we can hide you in Neloon. We won't find you there.
He sounds back. It's not me I'm worried about. And 1 second. Taya sees that. Says, "What are you doing? Don't you be talking to him." And she looks across to you and sees that notices that you've got your hands up, like you're prepared. Sign language. Says, "What are you telling him? What are you telling him?"
Phil?
Can Morin cast suggestion?
On who?
Taya, is it?
Yep, Taya's the one that can talk.
I suggest you lower your tone and you remove your weapons and put them in front of you.
Okay, what's the...
DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
That's a 17. So 15 on dice plus 2. Sorry. Sorry. So she looks at you and just says, Don't you be trying your magics on me.
Phil?
Osiren's ordered...
Experienced magic.
Osiren's ordered for you for not to be breathing anymore, and we're not going to be letting you through here. She...
Right. Phil, I know these people. I've worked with them before. I want to use Know Your Enemy, and I want to compare hit points. Are they
Okay.
higher or lower?
Than yours. Who are you looking at specifically?
Yeah.
Taya or San Roma?
I know these two. Which one's the next in charge?
Taya.
So Taya.
Okay.
Higher or lower hit points?
She's got lower hit points than you.
Right, okay. Okay.
But she brings her hand up to her neckline and kind of puts her hand down into her top, pulls out a necklace, snaps it from her neck, and just says, "There's no talking to him, San Roma." And she opens up a clasp on this necklace and reveals a small blue gem, throws it into the water, and says, "We're leaving." And they start running towards the portal. The gem flies and lands into the water, and the ripple begins to shake and batter the water. Waves begin to bash the side of this lake, and in an instant, as they begin to run backwards towards the portal, towards the two trees, a head of a dragon-like head, crocodile snapping teeth-like head, rises from the water. Then another one, and another one, and another one, until 5 heads emerge from the water, attached to a huge bulking body and 2 arms. Land on the side of the embankment. You have to step backwards as these heads stand blocking your view from the 2 trees. I'd like everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Hells.
Phil, I'm a warrior. What's my fight or flight saying right now? Because I think it's saying run.
I mean, it's, this is a big ass thing, but it's up to you. You've got your roll for initiative first, while I get my tabletop simulator back up because it's crashed as well.
No.
Must have had a bit of a thing going on.
Yes. I got an 18.
18. Oh, let me get my. Let me get my thing up. I really hope it's saved my map that I made. Right, 1 second. So I'll go down my thing and. Right, so Ayla, 18. Grinks,
16.
16. Jan,
8.
8. Okay. Mulrin,
17.
17. Raljin,
21.
21. Sal,
5.
5. Lynx.
Link's got a 15.
Okie dokie. Let me just load my monster in because it did crash.
well.
Sorry?
How did you?
Oh no, because no, that one will act on your initiative. Thanks. So.
How
1
did
second.
you get a 5?
I don't know, but I consistently seem to roll like poorly for initiative. I think Sal's just too jumpy and just I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Just like should be good at that.
Let me make this the right size. Sorry, I will show you this in a second.
What's happened?
In a
I'm
second.
watching it on the stream.
Oh, can you see it?
Oh yeah. Guys, we are in a world of shit. Just saying.
Let me just put you guys in. So I've got Mulrin,
At the back.
I've got Jan, I've got Raljin, I've got Sal, I've got Grinks, I've got Lynx, and Ayla. No one's missing, are they? That should be everybody. Right, so Ayla, I'm going to put you at the front because you were talking. So, yeah, and Raljin, you were somewhere near the front as well because you were also conversing at the other side.
Sorry, there is someone you forgot.
Who have I forgotten?
Relan.
Plan.
Oh, I need a Relan. Yeah, I should put up a Relan in there, actually. So, hang on 1 second.
Good point. Well made.
Yeah, absolutely. Search for... Oh, not that one. Let me just... Stranger. 1 second. Female. Just go for a... Ba-ba-de-ba. There we go. Just do that one. Make her the right size. Oh, hang on, you're not all snapping to me grid. Why aren't you snapping to my grid? Sorry, I did have all this prepared, but it snapped, it crashed, so... right, so you guys are near the back, because I know you would be. And... make Relan bigger. Sorry guys. Stupid computer crashing. Right, okay, so Morvin's facing the wrong way. There we go. Right, so let me share this with you guys so that you can all see what's going on. So this is your scenario at the moment.
Oh, crikey, that's close.
Yes, it is.
My goodness, that is bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so we're going with initiative. So, oh, hang on. Let's roll that one's initiative. Oh, it's going first.
Oh, you're joking.
Sorry, what was Lynx's, Rob?
15.
15. Oh, not 45. 15. There we go. So the Hydra rolled 22, so it's going just before Raljin. So, first thing, it rises out of the water, and Raljin's facing the wrong way.
Turn around, Roljin.
Ah!
Oh, that thing. Okay, right. Oh, that's the way we're looking.
Yes, a
so-
scary thing, Roljin.
So the Hydra is going to make. Oh, that's not what you know, but that's it's a huge creature with 5 heads. It bursts out of the water and it immediately makes a bite attack. Just so you know, guys, the Hydra can make as many attacks as it has heads. So it's going to burst through here.
Why do you hate us?
And I'm going to first attack Ayla. That is a 12, so that's going to miss. It's then going to reach out for Grinks. 'Cause it's got
Can
reach.
it see me?
Oh, no,
Because
it cannot see you. I
I'm
do
invisible.
apologise.
I'm
That'll
not-
explain the natural 1 that it just rolled. It's then going to attack Mulrin. That's a 6. That's going to miss. It's then going to attack Raljin with a 15. That's going to miss.
Yeah, it misses.
Yeah, and then it's going to attack, finally, because that's 4. Finally, it's going to attack Sal. Natural 20.
Oh, poor Sal. That's
Oh,
rotten.
I'm sorry, Sal.
I
So
did nothing.
it steps forward, and one of its head and goes to attack you. So you take it's a bite attack. So 1d10 plus 5. Where am I? Where's my d10s? There we are.
Does that get
Oh,
doubled?
you are very lucky. Yeah, it would be doubled, but it's a 1. So that is 2 plus 5. That is 7 points of damage as it's one of its heads reaches out towards you and snaps you, but you just manage to sort of get out of the way, but it does catch your leg, and it hurts. That's going to be its turn. Now it's Raljin's turn.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is Hunter's Mark this fucking
Yeah.
bag.
Okay.
And then Jim's discretion on this,
Okay.
because it takes up multiple spaces.
Uh huh.
If I were to use Hail of Thorns,
Mm-hmm.
would it take a hit? Because it's supposed to be for every creature within 5 feet.
It technically takes up. It's 1 space what it takes up essentially.
Okay,
So
in that case, I will stick with the old faithful Hunter's Mark.
okay.
Wait, sorry, I've already done Hunter's Mark. I mean, I normally do.
Blazing bowstring or
No, Ice Arrow. Ice Arrow will do.
ice arrow. Fire.
Ice.
No, yeah, I get what you mean.
See, so that's 25 to hit.
25. That hits. Roll for damage.
Hey, I don't like the way you said that hit.
Yeah, that
Then
hits.
It could have.
It hits easily.
Right. So, remind me because I haven't used the ice damage a lot and I don't seem to have it written down, which shame on me. Does it do extra damage or is it just ice damage?
It does, I believe, 1d6 elemental damage of that type. So, see if I can find it. And no, I can't find it. We'll say for now 1d6 elemental ice damage, and then if I find it,
Okay.
if I find it's more, then I'll sort that out.
Okay, so that is 10, 11, 12 points of damage, 5 of which is ice damage.
Okay.
Oh.
So total. So
12 points of damage.
Oh, 12 points of damage. Okay, 12 points of damage. Okay.
And then
And then second attack.
second attack. That is, oh, that's bad for me. That's a 16.
16 hits.
Okay. Oh, that's way better. Alright, so that's 12. 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Hang on. 16 add 12 is 28. Okay. All right. You fire these. They it's one of its heads is actually coming towards you as you fire. You hit twice into this head. The head takes the frozen damage, freezes, breaks, and just it breaks onto the floor and smashes onto the floor in front of you. The neck where the head was just begins to wave around frantically. That's your turn. Ayla, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna point the ring right at its stomach and blast it.
Oh, go with fireball. Okay. Just be aware that a fireball has a radius of 20 feet, which means that you get caught in that. Raljin gets caught in that. Mulrin gets caught in that.
Right.
And Sal and Grinks
No,
and Jan all get
scrap
caught
that
in that.
Scrap that plan. I'm just gonna. Oh, do you know what? That's such a thing to hear. Right. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna stick my sword in its stomach.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
This is not gonna go anywhere near killing it. So I got 15 on dice. Add 8 is
That
23.
hits. Definitely hits.
And I'm gonna use one of my abilities that I haven't used in ages. I'm gonna use one of my superiority dice,
Okay.
the one that adds damage.
Okay.
So I believe it is. It's either is it precision attack? No, it's lunging attack.
Lunging attack.
You add the dice to your lunging attack. You add the dice to the damage roll.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that one. So I roll these two. That's a 7, add a 3, and then I add on the other extra, which is a 5. So 7 and 3 is 10, and 5 is 15.
15 points of damage. Excellent.
So I'll take a superiority dice away.
Okay, and your second attack?
I'm basically just gonna do the same thing.
Do
Rinse
it.
and repeat. 18. So with my plus 8, that's 26.
26 hits.
Using another dice. So that's gonna be the 2. Oh. 2 add 3 is 5. Add another 5 is 10.
10 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's 10 add 15, isn't it?
Yeah. 25.
25 points of damage. As you
Hey, lads,
hack
very bright.
at this creature, and your second sweep comes right across and manages to slice through the neck of one of the heads, and the head just lops off and lands and then rolls into the water. This other neck is then also flailing and flopping around as it's now 2 heads down. You're feeling really good about this fight. Mulvin, it's your turn.
Oh no.
So,
Player knowledge, you're not feeling good about this.
First of all, Marwin is going to cast Thorn Whip, aiming at one of the heads.
Okay.
That's a 16 on dice, so that was a 20.
That hits. That definitely hits.
Wonderful. Okay. 2d6 damage. That's 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage.
Then, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And you'll see as a serpent comes out of the ground and will strike at one of the heads.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
Ooh, excellent roll for damage.
Bear with me. So it's D8 doubled plus spellcasting modifier. That's what we're talking about. That is 17 points of force damage.
17 points of damage.
Oh, good work.
So in total, 6 plus 17...
23.
23. You do not manage to chop off its head at this point. It does manage to... but it's that head is still on. It's still there. Grinks, it's your turn.
Okay, so logistics question to the DM.
Yes.
Because I'm invisible and it hasn't seen me.
You will have an attack of opportunity. You do
it
roll
would,
an
so
advantage.
Well, no. Well, I was going to say, would it have an attack of opportunity of me if I moved away?
No. It would not.
Okay, in that case, then I'd like to move 30 feet to the corner of the stone on the right, the top corner, nearest the water. Right.
To the right. Sorry,
wait.
there.
To the stone on top. I'm then going to use bonus action Misty Step for 30 feet to get me to the next stone over.
Over there.
Yep. And I'm going to turn round, face the beastie.
Okay.
Now, because this has only been, 6 seconds since it's got out of the water?
Yeah.
It's still wet, isn't it?
It is still wet, yes.
Beautiful. I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb with lightning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just wanted to clarify all of that.
That's fine.
So it's roll from my side. So that's 19 plus 6, that's 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And with me upcasting, I get an extra D8 at that.
Nice.
So, 1 sec.
Calculate.
23 points of damage, but does that get doubled because it's wet and lightning?
Because of thematics, I'm going to allow it. So that is 46 points of damage with that. So you notice as this hell of chromatic orb of lightning comes across the water. No one sees. Actually, you do eventually see Grinks cast it because you drop invisibility as soon as you cast your spell. And it comes across. It hits the creature, which takes this huge shock. It's all of its heads sort of go up into the air in pain, and one of them, the one that's right in the middle, just goes ah, and just explodes. Its mouth just opens, its eyes pop, and then the rest of its head just explodes, and you're all covered in blood from the Hydra. Is that your turn?
I can't do anything else.
Okay.
So,
It's Lynx's turn, so we go from Grinks to Lynx.
Okay, Lynx is going to. Those things have quite long necks.
Yes, they have quite a big reach.
Okay, so if she tried to back away, she'd take an attack of opportunity.
You can almost certainly guarantee that.
In that case, she will just move within biting range and bite it.
Okay, so comes in to there and bites it. Give me a bite attack.
Well, that's 16 on dice. 18.
That hits.
Eight.
Sorry?
That's 5, 6, 7 plus 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay. With that, it is Yarn's turn. What are you doing, Yarn?
I want to move back a couple of spaces.
Okay. 1, 2.
Maybe one more. They do look like quite long necks.
I'm making you smaller. I don't want to do that. I want to turn you around. One more. Okay, there you go.
And I want to try and counter Phantasmal Killer on the.
Okay, Phantasmal Killer. Just remind me what I have to do. Is it a save?
It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, Wisdom saving throw for the Hydra. It's a +0, so. That's cocked right in between 14 and 20. So I'm going to roll again.
I'll go with 14.
Natural 1. Natural 1. So,
Even better.
So what happens?
So the creature, no one else can see it, but the creature starts to see its wildest terrors, and then at the start of each of its turns, it must do a Wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage.
Oh, nice. And for thematics for you, because I like the fact that you can see these things that you cause on these creatures. For you notice storm clouds coming over the top, and as almost like a storm is brewing right above this creature, and all of its heads, everyone else sort of looks, and you see the heads looking up towards the sky.
So it's spraying with thunder.
It seems to be scared of the lightning.
Well,
It is now.
this is meta because obviously I can't see what it actually sees, but I'm just curious.
Well, I like the thematics that you could see what it sees, and it's like because you're causing that, but you know, but yeah, so it's looking up at that. Are you doing anything else?
Can that? Does it look like it can reach me from there?
Definitely not.
I'm gonna stay there then.
Okay. So is it Phantasmal Killer? So at the end of its turn, is it? It takes. So at the start of each of its target's turns, before the spell ends, it must take. Okay, excellent. So that's your turn, Sal. It's your turn. This creature is right there, right in front of you.
Yee. Okay, so am I in its melee range?
Definitely.
Okay, so I will disengage. As my
Okay.
bonus action,
Okay.
and then I am going back 30 whole feet.
5, 10,
Just
15,
direct
20, 25, 30.
Yep. And then I am going to shoot her.
Shoot! Yep. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that is a 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Ooh, that is 10 points of piercing damage.
10 points of piercing damage.
I'm not such a clever girl.
Anything else?
Oh, they're just cackling.
Do you not get 2 attacks?
I don't think
I
so. It
don't
doesn't
think
say
rogues
in-
do.
It doesn't say in Rogue that we do.
Fair enough.
And
fair
I'm
enough.
I'm using a two-handed weapon.
I am
so-
going to say they are within 5 feet of other people. Did you roll sneak attack on that?
Oh, I get sneak attack. I forgot. So my sneak attack. Oh, 46. Oh, oh, oh. Yes.
That was a cackle.
Oh my god, 21 points of sneak attack.
Whoa! So 10 plus 21.
Yeah, 3 5s and a 6.
Fuck, nice.
Well, that was so good.
Okay, so as you fire this ball, and it kind of goes towards the head that I believe was it one of you nearly chopped off. Was it Morin? I think Morin nearly decapitated it with one. And you fire your bolt towards that particular head, and it goes through and just snaps the last little bit. The head falls off, hits the ground, and leaving it with only 2 heads left. Oh no, sorry, 1 head left. Where's my pen? Lost my pen. Why don't I? Oh, there it is. So, yeah, it's got 1 head left, and it's Relan's turn. So, Relan is going to look at the creature. She's going to pull back her bow, and 19 on the dice. So she's definitely going to hit. She pulls it back and whispers an incantation. Fires the bow off. This arrow flies through the air, takes on the form of a hawk, flying towards the creature. It circles around. The creature's kind of looking up already at the storm clouds in the sky. The bird then flies up and then plummets down the creature's throat. It takes 1, 2.
The hell was that?
Magical arrow. 3. Where's my other D10? 4d10. That is 20, 32. 32 points of damage as it goes down. The wings almost cut through the creature's neck, slicing down, splitting this creature in 2 as it falls open to the ground. It just falls down. The rest of the creature, as it has no heads left at the end of this round, automatically dies. As it's and it just the rest of the creature falls backwards. As it's still coming out half of the water, it just flops backwards and sinks down into the depths of this lake.
Oh,
And
that could have gone so differently.
Relan just kind of puts her bow back, looks back in her thing, counts her arrows, and then looks back and just says, "Right, we need to get to the portal." With that, well done for taking care of the Hydra in the in the first round, guys. I'll tell you the rules on that a little bit later on, since you've already fought it now. So yeah, you kill the Hydra, and as you watch it sink down into the water, and the water just kind of bubbles over, and this black red liquid, it's blood, just kind of comes up to the top and begins to pool in the area. Obviously San Roma and Taya have gone. They've legged it through the portal. There is you can't see it because I forgot to put it on because my computer had crashed and didn't save it. But there should be a bridge just over here where Grinks is. So that thing's dead. So where Grinks is, there's a bridge going across there. So you can start making your way across there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you make your way to the two trees. As you walk up towards the trees, they begin to vibrate, and a portal appears in between. It's almost like a watery, swirling kind of portal between these two trees. And you kind of get a almost a voice or a feeling in your head. It's not a voice, but it's almost like it's telling you or asking you where you want to go. And you don't get the feeling that it means just the material plane. You get your feeling that this means anywhere. You could wish yourself to the fire plane if you wanted to, or you could send yourself to the heavens if you liked. You could find yourself at Elysium if you really wanted to. But it's asking you where you want to go. So,
is it asking us individually?
it is asking essentially as a collective. You kind of get the feeling that if you're going to go, you're all going to the same place, but you have to kind of, at least the first person going through has to be thinking of that location.
Because
Majority vote.
two of us have not been to the place we're going.
Exactly.
Correct?
So it's kind of like as long as the first person goes through and is thinking of this place, the portal will open to that place. Oh yeah, you're well behind, aren't you? So there you are.
There we are.
Parties together. Oh, you're going through the portal. No.
Playing our days.
So
Wait for us.
We don't want to go where
so the first person to go through the portal. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize you'd gone, Jan. But you guys defeated the Hydra in one sweep. You chopped off all its heads before the end of its first round, so you managed to kill it. So sweet. Which I didn't expect.
It wasn't an undead Hydra, was it?
No.
Okay.
Wait. No. So who's going through here? Relan just kind of steps back and says, "You okay? I got you here. It's time for me to say goodbye."
You don't have to go back to that life.
I do. That's where I'm from. Plus, you and I both know, Relgin, that you could not handle two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back. I have people there that...
Of yourself, yeah?
Sorry?
You care of yourself, yeah?
Yeah. I will.
And bump foreheads with her again.
I'll be following you through the portal, but when I go through, it'll take me to my time, not yours.
Maybe it'll be a better future waiting for you.
Yeah.
I have
good
no
point.
idea how this time travel thing works. I don't know. Maybe I go back through and things are just the same and you guys never returned. Maybe I go through and I don't know, whatever I've changed changes and things are better. Maybe
I'll see you soon. You'll see me.
I guess I will. Listen, she kind of grabs you by the arm and pulls you away from everyone else. She says, "Don't be too hard on Dosky. I know that you're always trying to be my protective older twin brother, even though, you know, we're technically the same age and you're not actually older.
10 minutes older than you.
Yeah, well, we were conceived at the same time. I know it sounds gross."
Oh, no, come on!
She does a little laugh. She just says, just please don't be too hard on him. When he says it, he literally would do anything for me. And she puts her hand back onto her heart and reveals a tear in her armor. And underneath, and actually this is actually the first time actually seeing it, because she's actually taken off her glove to wield her bow. She's got a bow glove on, so she took off an outer glove, and you see there's a ring on her finger. And go on.
I already get that out, Ralph. Hey, I'm gonna be waiting for you too.
Not mine.
Okay.
He's gone. And when I leave the Feywild, if I do go back to the same timeline, the first thing I'll be doing is saying goodbye to him properly. She kind of peels back just the fabric on her top to reveal a healed scar, as if it's been healed by magic, but the scar's still there, just going downwards, right where her heart would be. Says, this should have been a kill. He took it. Osiren was driving his sword towards me, and he got there, and he literally took a sword to the heart for me. Next thing I did was jump through the portal to the Feywild. I left his body there. So whenever Dosky tells you that he will do anything for me, I want you to know that he bloody would. Do you understand? Bigger brother.
Nod.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and brings you in for another hug. And then let's go. It says, now you need to go through that portal. Go on. What?
I'm gonna go now, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to.
Okay. She says, now get yourself through that portal. You need to go first. You know where you're going. Just
come on, girls. Let's go.
Okay. Raljin goes to the portal, and Lynx follows on.
I'm just gonna say to her, we will avenge his death and jump through the portal.
Who's next?
I presume Morwin, because...
Okay, Morwin.
Got...
He did say be right back, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's it'd be 2 minutes.
Okay, well, I presume he's going to want to.
Yeah. So he'll go through. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, Jan jumps through. And I'm assuming you all go.
I'm going to hang fire. I want to be the last through before Roland.
Okay.
So
Sal wants to follow Grinks.
So Grinks and Sal.
They're standing there doing a "you first off."
After you. No, I insist. Please, after you.
I'm going to just take a moment and I'm going to square up a little bit towards Roland, actually stand up to my full height and kind of just usher her off to the side just for a moment. And I'm going to reach into my pack and pull out my leather-bound, purple leather, silver clasp spellbook.
Okay.
My spare, my original.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand it to Roland.
Thank you. What's this for?
Give this to your mother. She'll know what it means. Tell her wayward nephew got a lot out of it. I'll keep an eye on Ralshin. I'm gonna smile and then just step through the portal.
Who are... And you disappear. She's about to ask, who are you? And you go through.
I follow and I don't say anything because I don't know this woman.
You just go through. Right, last thing to do before we end this session, I want everyone to get your D100s, please.
Oh god.
And this is a collective roll. I will do an average. So you're all rolling on a table. It's not the table from the book, so don't think you can. There's no fixing of this. I've got a table. I want everybody to roll a D100, and I'm going to add them all together and calculate the average, and that will be your roll.
Is that the D100 and the D10 to get the?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never know which way around to do it.
Yeah, so
no, me neither.
So the one with the double digits on, that determines your tens. So, for example, 50, 20, 60, and the D10 with the single numbers on, that determines your units or your ones.
Okay, so if I get double zeros...
That's 100.
Ayla knew that.
30.
Sorry?
I got 30.
So 30. What did you roll, Raljin? Double zeros?
Double zeros and a 2.
Oh, right. So double zeros in terms of that. So if it's double zeros,
2.
Yeah. So you rolled 2. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
So yeah, you can't roll 102. So if it's triple zeros, I do apologise. If it's 0 and 0 0, that's 100. But if it's 0 and 0, so if it's 0 0 and 2, that's 2. So we've got 30, add 2, add Grinks. What did you roll?
40 and a 6, so I presume 46.
46. Yeah.
That's not how you do averages.
Add. Pardon?
That's not how you do averages.
Averages. You add them all together and divide them by how many there are.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, the me.
I can confirm this.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, if
Simon.
Ayla says it, it must be right.
Absolutely. Ayla, what did you roll?
11.
11. Wow. So okay. And Jan, what did you roll?
9.
9. Add Sal.
I feel like I'm ruining this. I got a 96.
Oof.
I know it'll average out.
Okay.
Okay, and there are 6 of you. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide that by 6. You have a collective roll of 32 or 33. So you all step through the portal, and everything is suddenly. It's almost like you're hit by a barrage of sound, lights, and everything that just kind of collectively gathers in all of your senses, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling as you are hurtled through this portal, through time and space, between two realms, almost like you're trapped in the realm between realms for a moment, as this just bright light, and you float there in endless space for a moment, Sorry, in you know what I mean. For a moment, until eventually you are hurtled down another what appears to be like a portal into a sort of like it gets green and sort of like blues and yellows and purples and everything begins to hear hurtling past you like just an array of psychedelic colour as you are then hurtled down. It appears to see the ground coming towards you. You are now seeing Ashenok now at an aerial view hurtling down towards the town. And 1 second, because I do need to actually calculate when. Okay. And you land with a thump on the ground in the centre of Ashenok. Just outside the tree, the Fey de Santra. You look up, and the first thing you notice is that the ground is covered in dead shadow ivy. And then you sort of look around, and there is a gathering crowd. The two people sort of get up and sort of like seems like they were stood there like sitting on like a bench. They look and just stare towards you, and then shouts up, and you notice there's barricades still around, and They go over to one of the gates. They run over to the gates and they call they call beyond the gate and say, "The back, the back!" And you notice the commander. I forget his name. I've forgotten his name. The commander of the guard comes over to you guys. He steps through the gates and followed quite closely afterwards by Commander Lowell. I do apologize, I got my notes. Followed closely by your father and by your mother, Raljin, who come through. They see you. You kind of getting yourself up and brushing yourself off.
Invisible. Cast invisibility.
Okay, you cast invisibility straight away. Grinks has disappeared.
Can I just ask?
Yes.
Is casting invisibility in response to seeing my parents? Because if it is, wouldn't they get a perception check?
As I was coming through, because of Molwyn's warning of Feywild trickery. So as I was coming through and I saw the ground hurtling up, it would have been invisible.
You wouldn't have had chance then. You would have done it in response to seeing the parents. However, they are more fixated on seeing Raljin. They run up towards you. And they sort of pick you up off the ground and they hug you. And your father, Camden, just says, "I knew that you'd be successful. I'm so proud of you, son. You've done this town a great service. You succeeded. You did it." Just as they're sort of like hugging you and congratulating you on this, you notice Relan just sort of in the gates, younger, in her town's guard outfit, sort of staring in, and she begins to walk up towards you. Everyone else, you're sort of getting yourself together and picking yourself up. And Camden looks around and says, "Where's Korvax and Garroth?"
They ran into. It's a long story, but with Gareth's dad, he needed help, and Korvax went with them.
Well, you certainly took care of things rather quickly. It's only been 4 hours since you left.
Well, that's us. We're efficient.
By the way, that is in character laughter as well. Rajan just starts laughing.
You're going to have to tell me everything that you've seen and everything that you've done.
4 hours.
But for now, I think you look very dishevelled, and I'm sorry. Who's this? And pointing down towards Sal.
I said, "This is our new companion. Their name is Sal, and this is I think he's with us. So there's a drow named Grinks.
Griggs, you've just
but
had a
he-
learning moment. Come on.
There's no response from Grinks.
I've bugged the fuck out of there. I'm finding the nearest pub.
They're a bit shy, so they may have wandered off.
Well, maybe we can catch up with them later. Just, you do trust them, don't you? They've just
Wouldn't be
disappeared.
here without them.
Okay. Very well. Let's get ourselves inside. We'll get you some food, and you can tell us everything that's happened. Like I say, you dealt with it rather quickly, so it's good to hear. Hopefully we can get prepared for what might have come next. I don't think that Osiren would have just done this and then not prepared a next step, so we need to be ready for what might happen next. We've been having some additional attacks from the lizard folk on the outskirts of the forest, but we managed to hold them back so far, so hopefully now that the magic is returning, they will definitely back off. Right. Let's go. And I'm going to sort of like push a little bit forward now, because I do want to end it on a certain thing tonight. So we'll say that you get back into the Whitewood Estates. You are given food, and you are given drink and things, and you can tell the story. And I might, you can elaborate on that however you want to. However much detail you want to. In fact, Rob, you can tell me how much details you want to say and or omit. But the first thing I'd like to do is, the only person in the party that needs to do this is Mulrin. Mulrin, I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Forgot about this. Chronically.
That is a 16. No, sorry, an 18.
18.
What's happening?
We'll find out.
So let me just hang on. I can't find what page is it on. What page am I on? What page am I on? I've forgotten. Hang on. Let me. Yep. The Feywilds. Sorry, guys. I am prepared. I promise. I promise. Just very conscious of Ash's needing to last session and stuff. Okay, 43. Okay. Someone else has probably already looked it up in this town. Sorry.
I don't know where it is to look up.
DM book.
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide. So, 43, and then further on, Ethereal Plane, Fey, Wild. Okay, so let's take a DC Wisdom saving throw. You're fine. So there was a chance you were the only person in the party that may have forgotten everything that happened, but luckily you rolled above the DC, so you successfully succeed and you do remember everything that happened. So we'll say that the night sort of like progresses and you're all able to go to it's like you can be. I'm going to put you in a position here. I'm going to put you all sort of sitting together, if that's all right. And you're sort of on the in the courtyard of the Whitewood Estate. Everyone apart from Grinks. Grinks is still nowhere to be seen. But you're sort of sitting up. The night sky has come over, and it's a very clear night. And I believe there's no specific moon in the sky, but it's a very clear night. And Maureen, you look up to the sky. And you notice the 2 stars in the sky. You know your astrology. You know it very well. You're a learned person. There's 2 stars in the sky that don't belong. They appear to be like larger than the other stars, and they have a glow about them that makes almost an oval-like shape of lights, almost like the iris of a snake. 2 of them, and they almost look like they're peering down. As you stare at them, for a long period of time, you begin to notice the celestial clouds in sort of like, when you stare into space, sort of notice more details, and they begin to form the outline of a snake. The head of the snake is staring down towards you, and the tail sort of goes off and almost disappears off into the night sky, but then you see it kind of snaking down towards land. From this vantage point of where you are on the mountain, on the hill of Ashenut, you can just about see the tip of Nukabaka Mountains, and the tail of the snake appears to be winding down towards an area eastward of that. It whispers something to you in Naga. A message which says to follow me. What you seek is here, but hurry. The eyes almost blink, and they're gone. Is there anything you'd like to do in response?
So, I will put down on the table a few different things. So I'm assuming we're all sitting together as a group.
Yeah.
Yes.
First thing I will do is I'll take off my boots and leave them at the bottom of the table, the boots of common ground. And I will put on some of my spare boots that I originally had. I will leave. How much of that money that I received was in coins?
I can't remember.
Platinum, what it? 1,200?
It was platinum, gold, and gems.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't remember how much you were. I'll have to. Let's just say about 800 of it is coin.
Okay, is that all gold coin?
It's a mixture of gold, platinum, and silver.
Cool.
You can decide on the mixture yourself. It was a random concoction.
I will leave half of it on the table, and I will stand up. I will advise the party that the signal has come, and I have a business in the name of Five-Face Queen to attend to. And then from there, I will set off into the night.
Okay. Yes, Morin wanders off, following his religious calling. And just one more thing I'd like to do, because these cliffhangers aren't enough for me. As Morin wanders off and heads off into the night to follow his calling, and you guys say goodbye for now. Raljin, as you're sitting there, and I'm going to say that Relan is probably with you as well. Just she's probably come just to see you all, and after she's finished her duties. And you've told them all the story, and I'm assuming, are there any details you wanted to omit? Are you telling the full story to her, or?
I plan to tell her the story about her future self, but in a more private setting, because it's going to be quite a thing to take in.
She puts a hand on your shoulder and just says, "Sounds like you had quite an adventure. I'm glad to see you home safe. Although there was part of me that had doubts." She smiles. You kind of, shrug it off and place your hand in your pocket, just nonchalantly, and you feel something in there. You kind of bring your hand out to the side of you. Relan's sort of walked off at this point, and in your pocket you have the ring, Relan's wedding ring, and she'd slipped it in there before she left you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So,
so glad to be home.
And guys, you all level up as well.
Yay!
So,
happy day.
Well done, guys. That was a really emotional session for me. I was.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you,
Oh.
Andy,
I'm
and yeah, thank you, Ash, so much. You are seriously. I don't just mean. I'm not just saying this because you're leaving us for a brief period of time, but you are an amazing player. And we are going to miss you for these few months.
I'm
That you're
gutted
away.
you're going.
But you know, just you know, you're going on another adventure for now.
Yeah.
So
absolutely am.
so all the best, and you know, I'm sure we'll definitely see you in the meantime. But
definitely.
but for now, Mulrin is going off on his spiritual adventure, his religious adventure, to find out where the snake is taking him, and what that means for the party's future adventures as well. So thank you, Ash, for being just being amazing, and we're looking forward to having you back in a few months.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Take care, all of you. I'll see you all soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah,
See you
all the
soon.
best.
Keep us surprised. No.
And
Absolutely.
and for everyone else that might be watching, it's time for us. I'll end the stream there. It's time for us to call it crits, and we'll see you next week. Minus Ash. Right. See you later. Streaming, watching people.
Bye-bye.
Bye.